Yes.
Hey. Hi, hello, hi. Welcome to another episode of Hindsight 2020, a musical retrospective. As always, I'm your host, Francisco Flores, Laredo's busiest music nerd. Just kidding, just Franny. As always, I have my guest host here, my co-host, Arn Gives a Darn. Last week he was Arn Has a Barn. He sold his barn, and now he gives a darn. And today's guest is a good friend of ours. They've been out there fighting the good fight in the city of Austin, Texas. Give it up for Rina Gallegos.
Rina.
How you been? How you been?
How about y'all?
I feel that.
You've been hanging?
Yeah, just, with everything that's going on, there's just a lot of things to do here in Austin. And so just that. That's super vague.
Okay. No, completely understandable. So today we're going to be talking about 2013's Daft Punk's album, Random Access Memory. Now, one thing I wanted to get into before we talk about this album is that Rina had at one point appeared on our previous podcast attempt, the Time Bomb Bombcast.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, we did a podcast even before podcasts were cool.
Yeah, we did it with this microphone right here.
Yeah, with the legendary blue mic. But what I think is kind of interesting is that the first episode Rina was ever on of our previous podcast was our 2013 Grammy Award winning predictions episode. And now here we are 7 years later talking about an album released in 2013. So I think we've come full circle in terms of our podcasting history together. So that's fun.
Yeah, and you can always check out those podcasts on the YouTube page.
No.
They're very cringy, so if you want to just cringe...
They were terrible.
Time Bomb Vids on YouTube. YouTube.com/Time Bomb Vids, where these videos will be eventually.
Eventually. We were so wrong about every prediction that we made on that episode.
I have no memory of what was ever said.
I was actually re-listening to it in preparation for having you on today. And I thought, keep in mind, this was back when I was at my peak of just wearing cardigans all day type of thing. And I just swore up and down that Mumford & Sons was going to sweep every category they were on.
Oh, God.
I was like, yo, they're playing banjos. They're going to kill it. And boy, was I incorrect. And so... That was fun. That was fun. I would not go back and listen to that, but I thought it was worth bringing up to kind of show we've had some history in doing podcasts together.
That we've evolved.
Exactly.
I feel like I want to delete the videos because YouTube deleted some of the videos just because spam for some reason. But I just want to. I'm probably gonna revive the ones that they deleted, just for the sake of continuity. But we'll see how that goes.
I don't think any of those videos had any continuity, but we'll see. But let's get into this album. So we're going to be talking about Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. This album was initially suggested by our friend and recurring panelist, Patrick Vasquez, who was supposed to be on today, but for personal reasons, he was unable to attend. So let's hope we do him some justice talking about this album. He did want me to say, super biased, he was going to give it a 10 out of 10 at the end of the album ratings, and that we were not going to change his mind on that. So we have that already. We're starting with the bar set that high. Can we live up to his expectations of the album being a 10 out of 10? Let's get into it. First and foremost, let's give our opening thoughts on the record. How how do we feel about it right now before we hear other points of view? Arnold, what are your thoughts on the record right now before we get into it?
Right now, it's definitely, at first I thought it didn't age well, but it definitely did age well, and it definitely aged a lot better than most of their albums. It did. But the thing is it something I would go back to more than other albums? Probably not. So we'll keep it like that.
Okay. Rina, your thoughts. I wanted you specifically on this podcast because I know when this album dropped, you absolutely loved it. But, that was 7 years ago. How are you feeling about it right now?
So, yeah, just to get it out of the way, I'm a total Daft Punk fangirl. I love them so much. And so it's just when this album came out, I was super excited about it. And I swore up and down, oh my God, this is so fucking good. And, listening back to it, there's a lot of aspects that I'm this holds up. But then I guess in a clearer lens, I can see in other aspects it kind of falls short, or in other moments in the album. And so I don't like it as much as I did when I first listened to it, but hopefully, I don't know, maybe you guys can change my mind.
All right. Okay. So let me get into my thoughts real quick. As far as how the album has aged, it's such a conundrum of an album because there's so little in the pop landscape or, the mainstream musical landscape that I can compare it to. So in that regard, it feels almost timeless as an album. So I didn't really listen to it much when it came out. My biggest exposure to it was hanging out with Rina and hearing it with Rina whenever she would play it. But that I gave it, an active listen, that I sat down and listen to it. I don't think I ever did that much up until now that I had to review it. And I hate that it took me so long because I'm kind of ecstatic about this record. I'm glad this was suggested. And to find out why, let's get into it. Let's talk about the first track of the album, which is Give Life Back to Music. Arnold, your thoughts on Give Life Back to Music?
Solid opener. This is top 5 openers so far that we've for albums that we've reviewed. This is definitely up there. This song does what the title says. It gives life back to music.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
I feel that. Rina, your thoughts on Give Life Back to Music?
So I think it is important, when you think of Daft Punk, it is important to know that it's it is corny. It is very wholesome. It's very, you know what I mean? And so it's to give it a proper review, I think you need to be a little corny. And this song gives life back to music, what else can you really say? This song has always, even from the first listening, got me pumped up. I don't know, it makes me feel I can fucking take on the world. And then the next song goes and I'm wait a minute, I'm stoppable,
I feel that. Yeah, said this before, and I'll probably say it every single episode of this show. We're sticklers for album openers, album closers. I think it is an amazing opening for the record. I feel like this song, like Arnold said, it does definitely do what it sets out to, gives life back to music. I feel like this song is this is the closest I felt to an album opener that's your intro to an essay. This song is in this paper I will blank, blank, blank. That's exactly what this song is. And you know what, dude? Fucking aced it. It definitely did what it set out to do. I love the instrumentation. It sounds so celebratory. It just feels we're here to have a good fucking time. We're tired of and it's also such a important thing in my opinion, for Daft Punk to do, who's been up until this point known specifically for their electronic music. They made their name in electronic music, and they're we're giving you this album, all organic instrumentation, totally somewhat out of our wheelhouse, and we're fucking knocking it right out of the park right away. This song got me excited for what was going to come next, and I was not disappointed. Let's talk about the next track on the record, The Game of Love. The Game of Love.
So the Game of Love. So I'll usually start it off first. So we go from something just like how Rina was saying. You have something that you want to take on the world, like the world is your oyster, like fuck everybody else type thing. But then it kind of brings you back down to earth, telling you that you're not invincible. You're not like impervious to damage. So you're hit with this very relaxing jazz bass heavy song. That's what I consider it to be, a very jazz bass heavy song. And the song is so heartbreaking, like in its lyrics, that even when a robot or a vocoder is singing it, it's as if like a human is telling you. That's why I love this song. This is a great song. The Game of Love. I love this game.
No. You make a little pun after every song. Is that like your aim?
I'm trying to. It's either food analogies or like puns with the title tracks.
I remember I tried doing that for a while too. I don't know why I stopped. Rina, your thoughts on The Game of Love?
Okay, so something that I've always felt about Daft Punk is like, or like I guess it's something I would like to say about them is like, oh, like two robots can make a greater love song than any human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, and like this is not my favorite love song of theirs, but it definitely like it just goes back into that. Like I love the contrast of like they're like, you know, robot like cold selves and like the very like warmth feelings that they portray in their music. It's like it's so beautiful, like the juxtaposition of it. And I'm guessing they do that on purpose, right? Like what better way to evoke that in people, right? But yeah, like I always forget how much I like this song. Like listening back, I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I listen to this song more often? So yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I love again the how the emotionality of the song is present, even though the vocals are heavily masked, you know, and digital effects and stuff. But okay, so Rina and Arnold both brought up good points that I kind of want to put together. One is, you know, that two robots can write a better love song than most humans. I love that. But you know, yeah, I've heard, you know, I remember watching Interstellar 555 and hearing all like the songs on that record, especially Something About Us, and thinking, you know, like, yeah, this is a great love song. And it's awesome how The Game of Love makes like if the music alone, when they were just doing electronic music, could still convey such human emotions. That feeling gets amplified now that they're backed by organic instrumentation. Like it somehow made it feel way more real, and it already felt super real to begin with. So yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this one too. This is already shaping. We're 2 for 2 on this record. They're great. Game of Love, absolutely love it. But I really want to talk about the next track because this, holy shit, blew me out of my fucking seat. Let's talk about Giorgio by Moroder. Arnold, we were hyping each other up about this track before recording. Let's hear it.
We were talking about this song. I have like somewhat of a love-hate relationship with this song. Not necessarily a hate not on the hate aspect as much as the love. But you know, let's talk about the positives. The song is the song, you know, gets me swimming into my head. And looks like we got Kevin Laredo here. Very glad that we're going to review this song. And he says it's the best track of the album. But yes, the song has me swimming in my head. And whenever I listen to it, and I love that feeling. I don't mind that feeling. I also love the journey of the song also. You get a beautiful introduction, you know, this where Giorgio is, you know, telling you his story. You go into a slow rise. And at the just the second time he speaks, you get this short and sweet, dreamy symphony break. But then you just jump into the fucking banger part of the song. That's great. Like I love like this rise and fall action, like, you know, triangle plot, whatever thing from school that they try to teach us. I do have a
climax falling action.
Exactly. My issue though with this whole like that part where the symphony break happens, it's very quick. It's not like I feel like they kind of like cut it short, because it goes into like that like symphony break and then like dude like super immediately, or like there's that like gap of air. That's like I don't like that. So that I feel like there can be an improvement there. Also, the aspect that I don't like about this song as well is that you have to wait 1 minute and 51 seconds to actually get into the song. Like that's how long Giorgio is fucking talking. I appreciate that. Hold on, I appreciate that. I love that. But if you like split the song, like what the fuck happened?
Where'd she go? Is she there?
Interesting.
She'll be back.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Is she down there on the?
No, she's not on my side of my things where I can see things.
Okay, well.
So R.I.P. But okay. Here's my issue. Okay. At 151, they should have split the song into two, so you can have the track of just Giorgio talking, fucking Kevin, and oh my god. Okay. So if you split the song like where it's like just Giorgio speaking and then the next track is like the actual song, I would like that.
Okay.
You know that would make me put this song into a playlist more easily than it originally is, you know, because I don't want to put a song in the playlist. She's trying to connect, so I'm bringing her back in. So welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
Yeah, I dropped the call because you're dissing my favorite song. No, my iPad died, so I'm on my phone. Do you guys see me okay?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, just split the song like to Giorgio speaking. Then the next track is the actual song. Do that.
You're thinking Giorgio's speech could be like an interlude leading into the song?
Yes, exactly. Because then I would put the song in a playlist. Because I don't want to be driving, listening to a playlist, and it's like, oh shit! Now I gotta unlock my phone, go to 151, have to remember that it's 151, and like to listen to the song. You know, that's my thing.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, you're wrong.
Change that intro into an interlude.
Let's get your opinion on the song.
I don't mind the whole song on the record, but when it comes to streaming, just separate it out. Because I have the record. I don't have it on me currently in Chicago, but I have it at my parents' house. I bought that. I pre-ordered that when it came out.
Yeah. Well, you're not the only one.
I know, we talked about that. And then, so on streaming, you got to split the song in two. Split it right when he says, my name is Giovanni Giorgio. Or, split it before that so you can have the song start with, my name is Giovanni Giorgio. You know, and get into it. That's my thing. And the last minute is the best part of the song.
Rina, your thoughts?
Okay, so, I mean, I honestly had never thought of it that way. What if they separated it? And, that whole, talking bit became, an intro into that song. Or a separate, a prelude to the song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be cool. But as, a song itself, I think that, even just him talking, that's part of a song. It's melodic. I don't know. I find myself repeating whatever he's saying, just because I love that song so much. I guess
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't see how there's that disconnect for you.
I feel like it's just the disconnect is because I can't put it in a playlist, and if it's on a streaming service, just fucking split it. And on the record as a whole, fine. It's totally fine. Because Kevin is right. It is a journey.
And I will say, okay, one of the the high moments on this album for me is literally when he says, and so I gave it a click, and then the little clicking noise. Because that is when I first heard that, I lost my shit entirely. Like, I was just like, this is fucking genius, you know, which is like, okay, like, maybe due to part that I just love Daft Punk, and I think everything they do is genius. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really good song. I think, yeah, it's a whole journey. I love the breakdown. Like, I forget the breakdown even happens because I'm so focused with the intro. You know, I'm just so like, whatever, you know? So, yeah, like, listening back to it, because, it had been a while since I'd listened to a lot of the songs on this album, that I was just like, wait, I fucking love this song. Like, I should be listening to this more often.
100%. Yeah.
I feel that.
Okay.
So to allude to Kevin's question, I'm looking that up if there's a radio edit.
I've never heard it if there is one.
I don't think I've heard of that. All right. Can I jump into my thoughts on it real quick?
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I absolutely love this song. I love the intro. I don't think I would separate it. I don't think I'd do away with the intro. It is very much a part of the song, and it is a part of the song's experience. But so crazy. That song just took me to a completely different fucking place every time I hear it. I hear that song, dude, and the pictures in my fucking head, dude. I feel like I'm like some 1980s computer hacker who's like on a 3-day coding bender, like just wired up on speed, bro. And then that song is playing, and he's like riding in like the Tron universe, like that grid. But he's not in a fucking light cycle. He's riding some bitchin' Trans Am, and right next to him is like this sleek robot woman made of chrome, dude. That's what that song invokes in me, and I love it. It's fucking great.
I'm just like amazed at that. Like, it's just such a specific image gets to your head.
So you're thinking of the movie Heavy Metal, but with this song?
Yes. Same animation style and everything. I'll say this though. The only quote unquote issue I have with this song, I think to me, is its placement on the record. I think I'm a huge stickler for placements. If this, and maybe this might help with your issue, Arnold. You're over there. This might help with your issue on
Yes, I'm right here.
This song should be either the centerpiece of the album, put it in the middle, or make this the fucking closer, because it also speaks about, wanting to create an album that's a sound that, that tributes the sounds of the past, but also creates the sound of the future. And the entire album is an experiment on that very principle. And it's something that is alluded to in Give Life Back to Music. And if this song would have been the closer to the record, and it comes back full circle, and you hear this speech by Giovanni Giorgio saying that he wanted to create that sound, and you listen to an entire record that did that, holy shit, would have been the perfect journey for this album. That's my only complaint. I feel like it's in a wasted spot putting it the third track in. Mm-hmm. This should have been either the centerpiece of the record, put it in the middle where it's like, yes, we're like, rising action. This is the climax of the record, and then we go on a come down after this. Or end it on a high note and put it at the end. Third song on the record, I think you blew it. You blew your spot putting it on the third song. And that is literally my only complaint about this song, is where it is on the album.
I can see it as a closer too, because then like if you just repeat the album, it would just go back to Give Life Back to Music, which is already like, hey, is this the future of music? Like, paying homage to the homages that you already paid homage to. Like, yeah. So I can see that as a closer.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know if you guys have this takeaway or like feel this way about the album, but it is a very like top heavy album. I don't know.
Definitely. I do get that feeling with it.
Yeah, like the first few songs, I'm like, fuck yeah. And by the end of the album, I'm like what song's next?
Yeah. So imagine just like the fucking energy boost that is this song at the end of the record. And again, that is my only complaint about this song. Everything else about it is fucking amazing. I love it. I just wish this song would have been in a more impactful place on the album. And when that's my only complaint about it, it's a great fucking song because it's not even the song itself I'm complaining about.
Okay, wait, real quick. Should I get back on my iPad or do you think it's fine here on my phone?
It's whatever you want.
Okay, I just feel bad, like, taking away from...
Whatever you want, dog.
It's all good.
Okay. I will BRB.
BRB, cool. So what do you think about that? About having this song, potentially being the closer to the record?
Yeah, Rina does have a point with it being more of a top-heavy album. Like this is all like upper body like of an album, and it definitely needs to put its squats in, or at least do some calf raises. And if you put it at the end, I can see it coming full circle. I can see it coming like to be repeatable like this, and it would make me stick to the album longer than it is already because the second half of the album, it kind of I'm not to say bores me, but it definitely doesn't do much for me that it does the top, or the front end of
100%.
the album.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why I don't think Patrick should give this album a 10 because it's not like it's a 10 at first, but then and believe you me, they had us at the first half, but
they had us in the first half. Not gonna lie. Should we get into the next track? Yes. Hey, welcome back.
I'm back.
Just in time to get into the next track. So we just experienced the highest of highs with Giorgio by Moroder. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's talk about Within. Arnold, your thoughts on Within?
The transition change in mood. From Give Life Back to Music to Game of Love, there's a little bit of a transition where it's like, let's go slower, right? But the transition from Giorgio to Within, holy shit. Like it's definitely like, yo, you are killing my vibe right now type thing. Like you're black screening me like during the middle of the podcast type vibes, but it's definitely this song does a beautiful job again with a robot telling you its feelings and at the same time the instruments it's doing this weird thing where it makes me, the listener, feel so small in this world that is so vast and expansive, but like it's like the same world that I was so ready to take on in the first song, Give Life Back to Music, but now it's like, hey, I'm not that person. I'm not that strong. Like I'm definitely, this world's gonna eat me up type thing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Rina, your thoughts on Within?
And so I feel like when the album first came out, and I just had like a lot more patience for it, and like definitely what Arnold said, like it just kind of reminded me how fucking small I can be, and it's like for that song to kind of evoke these emotions, I was like, oh, this is like a good song, but I have a lot less patience for it now. Like I think really my least favorite song off the album.
Wow. That's okay. Bold
Can
you explain why that change?
Because I think it's just because it's like mopey. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just so happy right now. My life is just so perfect that like, I just can't relate to it,
Mm-hmm. It's like you want to tell. No, it's like you want to tell the robot, like pick up your shorts or pick up your pants. Let's do this type thing now. That's your attitude now.
Yeah, well, it's because I like songs that are like self-indulgent. You know what I mean? I like it when like artists understand like, hey, like I am a human and I deserve like whatever, like to be loved. No.
Yeah. Give Me Love by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Exactly. No,
I can talk about that song forever, dude.
All That by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Maybe it's even just like the placement for me, honestly. Because then after Within, it's Touch or
Instant Crush.
Well, see, like that is like such a high point on the fucking album, and like it's like I'm feeling this high, and then I go this low, and then I just to be put back up again. Like I'm not emotionally like capable enough for those kind of roller coaster of like that kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I get that. I actually really love this song.
Emo bitch.
Do I think it hurt by the placement a little bit? It is trapped between, you know, like a rock and a hard place. You've got the absolute masterpiece that is Giorgio by Mortar, and then you've got Instant Crush, which, as begrudgingly as I admit it, because of fucking, you know, agreeing with Roger when it comes to music is sometimes hard, but yes, it is one of the highlights of the record. You've got these two amazing songs, and then within in between them. And here's the thing: I love the moodiness of Within. I think it definitely does play with your emotions. I do like the idea of, you know, like, you know, it
That's
can.
You're a sad boy, honestly. Of course, you love this song.
100%, yes. But, you know, it's just this idea that, you know, it can't just all be all good all the time. Sometimes you got to get
I don't believe it.
The realness of it. And I like how Within is so, by this album standards, it's so bare, it's so skeletal. It does kind of force you in, you know, it makes you have to listen. The vocal melody is super good on this track too. It gets stuck in my head every time I like, right after I hear it, I'm just singing it in my head to myself, like for, you know, the next hour or so until I listen to something else. So I think in my view, it's more of a high than a low, but I do understand the placement does kind of hurt it. You know, it is stuck between two of the best songs on the record, so it does not hold up to, you know, the songs that precede it and the song that follows it. But I don't know where I would put it on the record, but I do know it deserves to be on there, and I love this song, man. I love it. But let's get into the next track. Let's get into Instant Crush.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a bottle opener real quick.
Go for it.
Instant Crush.
All right, so
Daft Punk featuring Julian Casablancas of The Strokes and The Voids.
Let's go back to Within for a bit. Just because you're saying about the placement, do you think if we place this song more towards the end, so maybe having Giorgio as the closer, but maybe this one, maybe 2 tracks before the closer, do you think this song would have been a lot stronger than it is?
I think so. I definitely think so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about Instant Crush. I don't vibe with this fucking Casablanca's vocoded bullshit, you know?
That is so fake. That is, like, I think you're just being a hater right now.
No, I don't. It's not. Look, I don't like the Strokes already, but
see, that's why you're just a hater.
I'm not. But the thing is, I'm coming into this with an open mind. But I know like Casablancas can sing well, right? Can you agree to that?
We can all agree with that, yeah.
Okay, we can all agree to that. Why do you vocode his fucking voice, right? But you have Pharrell's fucking horrible high notes, like on the Lose Yourself to Dance. Like, what is that? Come on, like. And I don't like don't get me wrong. His vocoded voice, yes, it's bad, but I don't like it when it sounds so muddled, like especially in the chorus. In the chorus, it's just so muddled and ugly that I don't want to listen to this. But when it comes to the verses, it's at least a little bit understandable and distinguishable. So
I think we're frozen.
Yeah, I'd add another Rina. So let's have 2 Rinas here.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello. Is there more than?
Yeah, there are 2 of you.
So that's the thing.
Well, you know what? I left again because you're doing a fucking song.
Well, it just seems like your devices just hate the fact that of like true reviews of Daft Punk music.
Criticism.
Honest criticism. But
sure.
Here's the thing. I think the vocoded voice could work if you have better spacing, just like he does in the verses. But when it comes to the chorus, it's just like, like it's like a fishbowl. And it's just not that great of a song. Sorry, Roger, but I know Roger was telling us in the chat that this is like the best song. Don't add him, but I'm gonna add him right now. Roger, fuck you. This song fucking sucks. Like,
God.
Rina, will you defend this song's honor? Instant Crush.
I think I will.
What? Wait, hold on.
Like,
what would Rina number 2 think?
Because we had 2 Rinas. What would Rina number 2 think?
Wait. Okay. Is my internet like fucking up? Is it all good?
It's here and there.
We can hear you well, but the visual is lagging.
Is lagging.
Just go for it.
I mean, you're good now.
Okay, go. So, this song, I don't even know what exactly draws me to it. Because, I mean, like, you have a point. Like, it literally sounds like a fucking fishbowl. Like, it's not, the vocals are not good. But maybe that could even just be, like, a statement on, Daft Punk as a group, right? Like, these robots, like, have fucking clearer voices. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to invoke more in you than this human who's, like, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of different ways to think about it. I don't know. I love the lazy vocals. Like, I feel like if I was a singer, I'd do the same thing. I'd fucking clock it out or like phone it out as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like, let fucking auto-tune deal with it. I don't know. And it's like, it's kind of like funky, it makes me, it's like, I feel like that's the song I definitely like. A party playlist, Instant Crush is going to be on there. Like, I think it's good.
Definitely.
Vibes,
Okay. I like the song. As I mentioned, I think to me it is one of the highlights on the record. Do I have a problem with Julian Casablancas' muddied vocals? A little bit. I do. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like it adds to the eccentricity of the song. Like, I think it works more in its favor than it works against it.
Yeah.
Do I know what the fuck he says in the chorus? No. Do I like humming that with like I love doing that. It's so fun. It's great. It's what weirded me out was Julian Casablancas singing in a higher register than he normally does. I'm used to hearing him on the Strokes singing in a more monotone style. So kind of hearing him kind of go up there and try something different was cool to me. It was fun. It felt like he was a part of the record. He was a part of the overall experience. It didn't feel out of place. Did he sacrifice some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Did he sacrifice some of the clarity in his vocals for it? Yeah, he did. But I think it fits the overall aesthetic of the album. It fits the overall experience of it. It was cool to try. I don't think he phoned it in because, like I said, he tried singing in a higher register than he normally does. So he did try to go with the vibe of the record. If he wanted to really phone it in and just be lazy about it, he would have just sang a stroke song over a funk instrumental. But he went for it. He tried to go with the song. And I like it. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I think it is a highlight on the record for me. Could they have eased up on the vocal effects? Definitely, but I don't know. I like it. I dig it, and those are my thoughts on Instant Crush.
Okay, all right.
With that, let's get into
So sorry, guys.
I don't know what the fuck anyone said.
Sorry, internet is like.
Don't worry, we'll continue on, but you could stay on.
Next track, we're getting into one of the singles on the record. Let's talk about "Lose Yourself to Dance" featuring Pharrell. Arnold, I know you love this song, so let's hear about it.
I love the beat. I love most everything in this song. And I say most everything because the only thing hindering this song is Pharrell. Pharrell's ability to sing is not that great, and he can sing. He can sing. I'm not gonna lie. Like his past stuff, like he was in the Neptunes, right? Like he's the Neptunes. He can sing. Can he hit highs? No, he cannot hit highs. So when I'm hearing the song, it sounds like I'm hearing someone play the song, like actually off their phone, like the instrumentals and stuff, but someone in the shower is singing the actual singer's parts. Like it's some YouTube video where it's like you're in the bathroom trying to sing like Lose Yourself to Dance, but you're not singing it well. Like one of those immersion YouTube videos. So that's why I love the song, but come on, like Pharrell, you totally botched that song. And the fact that you have a talented singer like Casablancas, and you don't have him sing naturally, but you have Pharrell who can't hit his highs, and you have him sing naturally, that ain't right, buddy. That ain't right.
Okay.
So lose yourself to dance. Lose Pharrell in this dance.
And he's back with a vengeance, folks. I enjoyed this song. It's good. It was good as a sing. Hey, welcome back.
Okay, so be honest, does anyone else have these kind of like internet problems?
Oh, me all the time.
Okay.
And I'm the host.
I finally got it down though. Like, it's because prior to this, like Arnold was like freezing up, and so I was like, okay, like I'm not getting like the best like visuals, and so I assumed it wasn't that good on my part either. But I'm finally on the Wi-Fi. I got it figured out. No more blackout screen. Rina is 100% here.
All right. Hell yeah. And that is a guarantee, folks. Rina's 100% here. Let's get into it. Rina, your thoughts on Lose Yourself to Dance.
Okay, okay. Like, I think about this song, like I think about Pharrell singing this song, and I'm like a little disgusted. You know what I mean? I'm like,
see, thank you.
Yeah, no, but it's a sexy song. Like honestly, it's hot. Like it's so I want to dance anytime I hear it. I think it is such a good song. But then I think of Pharrell, and I'm just like, I don't know about all that. I think like the position and everything about the song, I think it is really good. This is a good song. I love it. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. I think I'm gonna be the minority here. I love the song. I love the beat. Lyrical content is great. I don't really have a problem with Pharrell's vocals on this song.
Trash.
I will say this. Pharrell as a vocalist is painfully average.
No.
That's a big compliment.
And I feel like that comes across heavily on this song. A song that instrumentally, lyrically, is a total banger.
Yeah.
Ends up coming out as a tad boring, and the only thing that's boring about it are the vocals. I don't think they're bad per se. I just think they're kind of lifeless.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest issue. So that's why. Do I think Pharrell sucks as a vocalist? Not really. I just think he didn't bring enough to the table. I think he played it too safe. You know, Arnold's thinking that he may have tried to reach notes that are too high, maybe. And maybe that's why he played it safe. Maybe he was self-conscious about his register.
Okay,
He couldn't
also,
go that high.
I mean, fucking Justin Timberlake gets away with it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that it's him trying to hit a note that is too high that bothers me. I think it's just him, honestly.
Just him as a person.
Him, you know?
Yeah, and again, my biggest issue, the vocals are boring. Someone else should have been on that. Someone who could have conveyed the sexiness of the song. Loretto made a very good point. A female voice would have been better. Or,
but Daft Punk is misogynistic. No, I'm kidding. But have they ever had a female on any of their tracks? I don't think they have.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Straight up. Well, what's up with that, Daft Punk? How you want to address that, Daft Punk?
Shit.
Ooh. They could have easily gotten a female singer. I would have
preferred if you couldn't get a female singer, at least get one of the robots to do this one. It would have been a lot cooler.
Beautiful. And like literally like the first time I heard this album, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, but like one of them singing the song would have been perfect. Instead you gave it to bitch ass Pharrell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, I feel like that's my main issue with the song is the vocals are lifeless. They're kind of boring. It needed to be a little more exciting. But everything else about the song, total banger. I feel like I could hear like someone drunk at karaoke, even if they miss every
They would probably sing it better.
That would be me.
Exactly. And it's like, even if you don't hit all the notes, if you just put the right attitude into it,
yeah,
it'll fucking rock, dude.
Isn't that what this album is about? Like that fucking like optimism, right? Like
100%, except for Within. But that's why. Are we ready to get into the next track, everybody?
Touch me with it.
No. I hate that.
Let's get into Touch.
All right.
I need to scrub myself down after that one, Arnold.
Oh, man. People are going to remember that.
They will. The people will remember.
Oh. At least Kevin will. At least Kevin will.
Yeah.
So I will say, Touch. It's a nice start with some old school bleeps and bloops, going to an almost orgasmic brain fuckery that leaves me with goosebumps, and then into Paul Williams singing so heavily into a drum fill, starting a complete dance by yourself type song into a choir cinematic closer.
Yeah.
The song cinematic soundtrack that turns into a rug cutter because you can fucking dance to it. It's that hard into another cinematic song. That's how dynamic this song is. And I feel like it makes sense with the album's name, Random Access Memories. So it's like, just like how RAM works, it has these little spaces of memories that leaves like within the computer. So you kind of like, it bounces around to like find efficient space for all like your, whatever you need to do with computer wise things. And that's what I kind of get in this song. It's like this little bleeps and bloops cinematic orchestra to like a rug cutting beat to another cinematic orchestra that's just like, it's like taken from here and there from little pots of or little bowls of flavor. I love this song. Great song.
Yeah.
All right. Rina, your thoughts on Touch?
And so I think Arnold really hits the head on the nail. Is that what it is?
Hit the nail on the head?
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like sayings and all that
he gets
stuff,
the nail and hits the hammer with it.
I get the what?
Anyway, the point is, what you said, I think just describes it. What the song is, it's just so beautiful. And it's like, if Give Me Life Back to Music was a journey, this song is a fucking journey. Takes you anywhere you want to go and fucking back. Like, this song is every feeling that I could possibly have is invoked within the song. And like, when I think of this song, I literally think of like the doors to heaven being opened up. Like it's cloud, like it's just like, I don't know, like I guess it's like when he says a room, or is it a door behind the door? I don't know what else. It just feels like there's like gates opening up for me. Like it's just this song just really invokes that. And I mean, yeah, like the full child like choir in the end, like that is like amazing. And like I think that is something in this album or something to consider when like listening to this album is just that they called for full fucking orchestras. Like they have all these instrumentals, they have full fucking choirs. Like this, there's so much that was put into this album. And if there's any song that could represent that, it's this fucking song. And it's just, yeah, like such a good fucking song. Makes you feel so many things. And what is it? If love is the answer, you're home. Those lyrics, those are like just like so, I don't know, it's like just so beautiful to me. I'm like, yeah, like I guess that's what love would feel like. You know what I mean?
It feels like a touch.
Yeah.
So
like a touch. It does.
Can y'all say you were touched by this song in some way?
Yeah, he touched me with it.
So he touched me.
I think both of y'all said just about everything that there is to say about this song. And so that, you know, it took y'all so many words to say what Kevin Loretto said in 3. It simply slaps. This song slaps. This song is a fucking journey.
True.
I don't know what else is there to say about it. I think anything that could be said has been said by both of you. It is an absolute masterpiece. Great fucking song. I love it. I am always very excited to hear it again. You know, whenever I was doing the run-throughs of the album, preparing for this, and I was like, oh, I know what's coming up. And that would get me so excited, you know. I don't skip ahead to it because I like building up to it. It's that great of a song. Simply amazing. Let's talk about the follow-up. Let's get into Get Lucky. Get Lucky. Arnold, your thoughts on Get Lucky?
So this song, after, you know, hearing it on the radio for so fucking long, since 2013, like at least once a day when it was out, and now it's like maybe like a few times on the radio. I switched stations. I'm tired of this fucking song. But that being said, I had to listen to it for the album. Yes. But here's the thing. Pharrell does an adequate job. He does an adequate job with the vocals on this track. You know, he's very average. You don't need to be the best person. It's not a very taxing song. So I think most singers could do it. Most singers that are self-trained can do this. Most singers that are self-trained can sing better than Pharrell. But that's besides the point. What more can I say about the song? Everyone knows the song. It's still on the radio. It has a radio edit, so it only has like Pharrell's lines, and it's not as fun, or it's not as like dynamic as it should be. It's just like plain radio-friendly fucking cotton candy. So I can't really comment about this song. Like, I don't like it. It's not good. It shouldn't be on the radio anymore. It shouldn't be on the radio for that long. But I can see why it was, because it was so edible. So, radio cotton candy.
Rina, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. So when this song first came out, I was like, oh my God, this is such a good fucking song. And then, as Arnold mentioned, it was everywhere all the time. And I don't have the patience for that. I didn't re-listen to it for this album. I'll be honest. I just skipped it. I felt like I knew everything I had to know about this fucking song. And I mean, like, I loved it at one point, but I just, again, don't have the patience for it. I don't know if y'all have seen this on Twitter, but there's this account called Daft Punk. But every so often, he just tweets out, like, Get Lucky is the sound of the summer. And it's like every other day for the past like year. And I have a friend who links me fucking tweet every fucking time because he knows that I fucking like Daft Punk. And it's like I feel like that, even that action, the fact that this guy tweets this every so often is so symbolic of the song. It's just, the song is annoying. Like, at this point, like, we're over it. It was good the first few times. We thought it was funny, but now it's done. It's done. So let's just drop it, you know?
Leave it in 2013.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Are y'all ready for me to be the dissenting opinion here?
Fuck your opinion. Let's just skip to the next track.
Yeah.
I think this song holds up. It's a good song. I love the beat. Pharrell, he doesn't necessarily kill it on this track, but he also doesn't kill the track. You know what I mean? It's still, it's fine. I understand why it has so much. That's what I mean. He didn't kill it, but he didn't kill it either. It's a fine song. I understand why it had the staying power that it did. I thought I was gonna be burned out by it when, like, the same way you guys were when it was coming up on the track listing. I'm like, here we go, here goes Get Lucky. But I couldn't bring myself to skip it. Every time it came on, I just remember, like, this song is still fun. I'm still down to let it play. I'm still down to let it run. You know. Kevin, no, this song does not have the same energy as Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines is a shit track. How fucking dare you? No, I'll disagree with that wholeheartedly. I still think the song has staying power. It's a fun song. You know, nothing great, nothing amazing.
Okay.
But I don't mind it. I really don't mind it.
If I can say, I think that Daft Punk has just a strong history on putting out, like, solid singles. Like, I think of One More Time or fucking Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and I'm just like, that song, I could listen to those songs. I can listen to any fucking time, without a doubt. Like, every fucking time, I'm gonna get fucking down and listen to this. But Get Lucky just doesn't have that same replay value. And I think that's something worth considering. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Okay, that being said, let's get into the next track. I think we've said all we could say about Get Lucky. Let's get into Beyond. Arnold, your thoughts on Beyond?
You know, I get a lot of Warren G's Regulate song in this, or maybe just because it sounds like Michael, like there's a sample of Michael McDonald's I Keep Forgetting or something. It sounds like that ding, 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 like that song. I don't know. I feel like this is like the same beat. This is probably the part of the album where I'm just like, let's just get through it. Like this, like we already finished the top. This is the bottom, and it didn't do its squats. It didn't do its quads. It didn't do its glutes. It didn't do its calves. Like
it didn't. Fucking leg day.
It skipped leg day. Like, and it wears sweatpants, so it doesn't show you that it has weak legs. So like that's my thing. This song, it's good. It's good on its own. It's placement fine, but this song we already heard so many good songs and so many like upbeat songs, and you just go here. It's like, why? I don't know. The only thing I do want to bring out in the song is like they have that line. The line in the song, it goes, "The perfect song is framed with silence." And what is your all's thoughts about this? Because I'm in my head like, what the fuck does that mean?
I haven't given it much thought, if I'm being completely honest.
Really?
I felt like
I really that line, but for the life of me, like, I don't even understand what it means. But I'm like, I feel like if I heard the perfect song, I would know. Maybe it's like feeling that like euphoric, like bliss. Like there is not much to be said after I hear the perfect song.
Maybe it's like a sign of Daft Punk's, like, we're gonna be like, they take a while for like a lot of albums, like they spend time, so maybe it's like, is this their last album? Is this their album for like another 10 years? Like, what are they, Tool, where they just do it every fucking 15 or every Fibonacci number that comes up type thing? Like
Alive 27.
Yeah, exactly. Alive 2027 in Laredo, Texas. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen, and you heard it here first. I do agree with Kevin Lorero's thoughts. Oh, Rina, your thoughts on this track? I don't.
Yeah, these are important. There is a lot. But okay, that fucking violin intro. Anytime I hear that fucking violin intro, I just want to like air violin. You know what I mean? Like literally, I love that intro so fucking much. Yeah, like na 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 na. Like no, I love it. That is like honestly, this is such a good song to me. And going back, like the lyrics to this song just resonate with me, even if I don't fucking know what it means. Like to rim the perfect song is rimmed with silence. Like I don't know, but it is the birthplace of my dreams, right? Like fucking this is everything that is said on this song. I'm just like, yes, like fucking Daft Punk, tell me. Like I don't know. I think it's such a good song. I love this song. And I guess that's all I have to say about it.
I do love the intro to the song. I like the song. I wish I had stronger feelings about it. I do agree with the comment here by Loretto. It does feel like a palate cleanser song to me. I feel like, just like Arnold, this is the point in the album where I'm kind of starting to check out a little bit. Or I don't know if checking out is the right word, or maybe I'm just like a lot of my energy was used up on the first half of the album because it was just banger after banger after banger after banger.
Mm-hmm.
I love the intro to the song. It's a real pleasant song. I like it. Can't really complain about it. That's kind of my thoughts about it. Yeah. So let's get into the next track. We've got Motherboard. Motherboard. Arnold, your thoughts?
All right. So Motherboard. It's, if I can say for Motherboard is, I feel like it's an organic song that if it was digitized, it would be in Tron, like the soundtrack. I don't know if you get me, but I also feel like with the title of the song, it's a motherboard, part of a computer. I feel like with this, the vibe that the song goes through, it's like different parts of the computer or maybe different parts of the internet. Like you start off with like a frolicking flute, or like that in the beginning, that like maybe representing those who are casual to using a computer, or this is like their intro into like the world of computing. And then you go into this like grungy and mucky part of the song that may be representing like the more seedy parts of the web, or the more like disturbing thoughts that you get that's like, oh, like this, what computers can hold, like the power that they can hold. And then you go into a more synth or key heavy song that makes me picture, like, it gives me images of like ones and zeros and Matrix fucking sushi menu of a like words coming through. Like I don't know. Like I feel like this is just different parts of like a computer maybe. But the water at the end reminds me, like, or at least tells me that with technology doesn't last forever. Nature will outlast technology, and in the end, like, nature will overcome.
Beautiful, beautiful, champ. Rina, your thoughts on Motherboard?
So I think this song, so a general feeling I have about the album is that, again, going back to Giorgio Moroder or whatever, like, it's like it's encompassing the sounds of the past and the future, right? But that could be like applied to Daft Punk's sound. It makes me think, they're applying sounds of their first album, like Homework, right? This repetitive, like house kind of whatever, into what they have evolved now. And so this song kind of it feels like, to me at least, like an homage back to their earlier stuff. And so like it's again, and then like even maybe Motherboard is a very appropriate title to the song, because it's just the main piece, and all these other songs, I guess, are like data or files or whatever picked up through their RAM, their random access memories. Like, I don't know, like this song makes so much sense to me on this album, even if it isn't a song that I particularly feel strongly about. I think this song helps just define Daft Punk in this album. I don't know. I think it's a good song. It's not a song that I necessarily listen to often, nor listening back to this album, I think I would listen to more. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I do enjoy the multiple passages the song takes, the multiple, sonic shifts that you experience throughout the album. I mean, throughout the song. And it is very reminiscent to me of, other songs in this album that do a similar thing. I think it does fit with, the title of the album, Random Access Memories, and the computer themes that are somewhat interspersed throughout the album. I know this isn't necessarily a concept album, but this is the closest that you get to the feeling of a concept for the record. I think really comes through in Motherboard, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that about the song. It was. I do like Rina's take on it, that it is like a microcosm of Daft Punk as a whole. It does give me a different appreciation for the song. But overall, I like it. I don't know if it's one that I will readily revisit constantly. I don't get that vibe from it, that I'm just like, oh, I want to listen to this song the same way I would want to go back and immediately listen to Instant Crush or Giorgio by Moroder. All of those are songs that I'm like, hell yeah, let's get back into them. This one, I don't feel like it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it on the record. It makes sense placement wise. I don't complain about it. I think it's a good song. Let's get into the next track. We're down to the final three. Let's get into Fragments of Time.
Fragments of Time. So with this song, like, I can't really say much about it because I've already invested so much into the beginning of the album, but I'll just talk about, like, I guess, facts about the album, or facts about the song. This song sounds like a California vibe, and there's a reason to this. So Todd Edwards, the person that worked in the song, he grew up in New Jersey on the East Coast of the United States, as you know, geography. He went to fly to California to work with Daft Punk, and Daft Punk was like, hey, Fragments of Time, gotta have a California vibe, even though you're an East Coast dude and you've never really come to California. And the fact is, he never went to California. This is his first time there. And so he's like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but maybe this makes him the best person to understand what this means, because it's like you're thrown into this whole new world and you're eating everything up. And so Thomas or Todd Edwards would take him like these drives along the oceans. Or no, Thomas, the guy in Daft Punk would take him to drive around.
Thomas Bangelt.
Yeah, that guy, French guy. He takes him to drives along the ocean and around Los Angeles, and it's like, hey, pick up what the heck you're consuming. And that he loved California so much that, like, he went home to New Jersey and packed all his stuff and moved to California. Like, so this song is like. It is like a man going into California and taking in the ocean vibes and like all the free spiritedness, and even though he was like on the other side of the world, being it a coastal state, like having a whole different experience going into another coast. So yeah, I thought that aspect was pretty nice. And then also, this is the second time he's worked with Daft Punk. He was on their Discovery album. On the song Face to Face. So there you go.
All right. Rina, your thoughts on Fragments of Time?
A lot of thoughts on this. First of all, Face to Face is probably one of the best fucking, like, okay. I feel like I could say that about so many songs that Daft Punk have. But Face to Face is like probably top 3 Daft Punk songs. It is such a fucking good song. And so to see Todd Edwards again in this album was already just like, yes. And I'm guessing, Arnold, did you listen to their like commentary album?
No, I only listened to like Giorgio's. I wanted to listen to the other ones, but I just like looked into like the songs. Yeah.
The songs. Okay, yeah. And so again, going back to it, when this album fucking came out, I was just so I bought into the hype so much. Like I was so excited. Like Daft Punk's coming out with a new album for the first time in like 7 years or something. Like, of course I'm so excited. I had pre-ordered everything. And so when the album came out, they came out with another like commentary album, and I listened to every single interview they had with all the people on this album. And so it was really beautiful to hear what Todd Edwards, like, I guess just his intention for the song. And maybe that plays in part with how much I love the song. And then also like I had a big vacation cross country. We drove from Laredo to fucking Chicago. And so, it was a long ass drive, and I had certain albums saved on my phone for whenever I didn't have fucking internet across the country. And Random Access Memories was one of the albums that I kept on fucking listening to. And so this song, maybe it's symbolic to me of like change or a different environment, but it felt so inspirational to me. Like just that has definitely been a song that I've gone back to the most from the album. Like even just casually, I'm like, if I'm playing Daft Punk for somebody, like Price of Time is definitely gonna be in that queue. Yeah, it's a great song. I love it, and that's all you gotta know.
All right, yeah. I do love the. It does feel like a soundtrack to like a major change in life. I had a hard time getting through this song, I think, because at this point, it is a very top-heavy album. So I do feel like I need to re-listen to it more to really get the full understanding of it. But I do like it. I like it. I do get very California vibes from it. And I've never been there, but I feel like I can feel it through the music of the song. So yeah, I enjoy it. I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. I do need to revisit it, but I do enjoy this song. So that being said, let's get into Doing It Right. Doing It Right. Arnold, your thoughts? We're in the final two.
Well, this song does it right with Panda Bear. I can't really say much else. It's a good song. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just a good song. Like, I don't know.
Rina, do you have anything to add?
I think it's definitely a good song. But I think when I first listened to the album, it just even felt like, why the fuck is Panda Bear on a Daft Punk song? Like it didn't feel right to me. Like it's like I'm like, fuck Animal Collective. Like what have they done for fucking society? Like why are they on a song? Like everyone else on this album, they're like they're very notable people. These are people who have been in the industry for so long. There are people who've earned their spot and I think are worthy of a Daft Punk collaboration. And like maybe that says something about how I feel about Daft Punk. But it just, again, like it's a good song, but that would be all I had to say about it. Like anyone, like if you had any other guest feature, like you could have probably done way more, Yeah,
it was a little strange for me to hear Panda Bear, of all people, on a Daft Punk song. I think I had to get over that mental hurdle before I got to, just take in the song for what it is. But I'm on the same boat as you guys. It's a good song and not much else. So yeah. I think that we can turn the page on that one, and we're down to the closer. So far, we've had pretty good closers on our time here at Hindsight 2020. Arnold, how does Contact stack up to the other closers that we've had?
Holy shit. I said this album has the best opener or one of the best openers from all the albums that we've talked about. holy shit, this is one of the best closers on all the albums that we talked about. One of the best. I would not say the best because, we have so many to talk about and it's hard just to sit down and pick, but this is like one of the best. Unlike the song before, Doing It Right, where I'm just like, it's good, I can't really describe what much else. This is such an amazing closer and song that I don't know how to describe. Like, I don't know what else to say. This song is just a perfect closer. It has such intensity, much driving grooves, and many hard-hitting beats. That's all I got to say. Great fucking closer.
All right. Okay. Rina, your thoughts on Contact, the closing track on the album.
And so I think they take the audio from like some random like Apollo 11 like
yes
conversation or something. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's beautiful. Like I remember listening to it and like, where is this from? Like I need to know where this is from, looking it up and stuff like that. It is a really good closer. I do think in the context of the album, this song does very strongly, but like it's not a song that I'd be like, hey, like, let me just cue this up, or like, hey, like y'all got to listen to this song. Like outside of the context of the album, I don't think it really does that much for me. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it is a perfect way to cap off the experience. I do still feel in my heart that I would love to hear Giorgio by Moroder on this spot, just because of the thematic themes, the thematic content, and Giorgio kind of explaining the mission statement of the record. But that's just me. It could go either way, either Contact or Giorgio as the closer to the record. But this is still great. I agree with Rina. I don't know if this is something that I would revisit on my own, like, separate as a separate listen, but it is an amazing closer, rounds out the album very, very well. Did not disappoint. We've said this before. We're sticklers for openers. We're stickers for closers. This album knocked it out of the park on both and mostly everything in between. So couldn't be happier with the closer to this record. So I liked it a lot. And it's so hard to describe because it's...
It's like you made contact with an alien. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to say.
It is such an alien experience of a song. It's great. So we've gone through every track on the album. Here comes the hard part. Let's give it a rating, guys. Arnold, on your scale, out of 10, out of 100, however you want to do it, what do you give?
I give this a 79.3 out of 100.
79.3 out of 100. Don't want to round that up to an 80?
No, it doesn't deserve the 80 because it's because of like Pharrell, because of Pharrell, and Julian Casablanca's Muddled, and like it's such a top heavy album. You should be glad that it's a 79. Honestly, that's why I can give it. Like I can't give it that B. I can't give it that B.
Rina, what do you give it? It could be out of 100, could be out of 10, whatever scale you want to work on.
I'm just gonna say 8 out of 10, and it's
8 out of 10.
And like I recognize, 8 out of 10. I recognize that this is a very top heavy album, but I guess I'm more dedicated to the music than y'all are. I don't know, but this bottom half, just I recognize it for what it is, and it just like to discredit it. I don't know, like, or to phone it in when listening to Beyond, like that doesn't connect to me. Like I'm just like, Beyond has its beautiful moments, and Doing It Right is good. Like Contact has like that intro, which is like I could fucking shed a tear. I probably did the first time I heard it, just because I'm just that emotional. I don't know. 8 out of 10 just feels right to me.
All right. Okay. As for me, I will also give it 8 alien encounters out of 10. It's going to be 8 alien encounters out of 10.
8 Tom DeLonges out of 10.
8 Tom DeLonges out of 10. For this, a culmination of the things that have already been mentioned. I think Pharrell's performances on the album are pretty weak or bland, to be more accurate. I think, his performances are very bland, and it just so happens that, his performances were the singles to the records. I do believe it is a very top-heavy album. Not to say that I lost interest near the end of the album, because I didn't. I was
That's
listening.
not what I heard when you were reviewing these songs.
No. It's not that I was losing interest, but rather that it is a very exhaustive listen when you get through the gauntlet of, bangers in the front of the album. You do get a little tired. And also, as much as I love Contact, there's a part of me in my heart that feels that I wish I heard Giorgio by Mortar at the end of the album. Mm-hmm. I wish, that speech about, the sounds of the past and the sounds of the future, if that was the last thing you heard on the record, holy shit.
I feel like with this album, if it was cut shorter or you cut songs off the album and you kind of, I don't know how long this album is, but if you left it shorter than it is, it would be like a culinary
14 minutes.
Yeah, so it would be like a culinary meal. You know how it's like it's a few bites of this, but it has an amazing presentation and a lot of flavor, but then it leaves you wanting more. I feel like if Daft Punk left us wanting more, this album would be more of a along the 9 or 10 list, So like there's there's filler, yes, but it's also not filler if you can kind of feel me. It's like I have leftovers from this very good meal from this restaurant that I'm going to take home and finish. And I'll get to it. But no, you should have just served the right amount of portions. That's my opinion.
Okay, I got that. So we are pretty much in the last 5 minutes here. What we like to do in this portion of the episode is plugs for our guest and ourselves. Arnold, the YouTube channel, anything else you need to plug? Anything else you want to plug?
Just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/timebombvids. You'll see a lot of dumb videos that we've made back in like 2013, and before and after. It was a podcast turned video game channel turned to a vlog turned to some random shit.
Oh, shit. So was in those videos. Was Rina there when we played Scott Pilgrim vs. the World?
Yes, she was, and Mark was there too.
I was.
So I would recommend, if you guys are still listening, go to the YouTube channel and go to our Scott Pilgrim playlist where we play Scott Pilgrim versus the World video game. Very good podcast, very good conversations come of that. I was watching it maybe in April of this year. I was like, man, this. We talked about some dumb stuff, but this is some good content.
I'll take your word for it, dude. Rina, anything you'd like to plug?
Plugs?
Yeah, and so just very quickly, I want to say it's so nostalgic to be here in Austin. I think of all these memories that I've had with both of you. So many experience,
many Anamanaguchi shows.
Anamanaguchi, losing my shoe, all this stuff. It's just wow. Without you guys, I don't even think I would even know this city as much as I do. And so thank you guys. Obviously, I don't think I reach out to you guys enough, or I don't know, whatever.
Hey,
maybe
you're always
too
welcome
cheesy for the podcast.
You're always welcome to hang out with us here. Anytime you want to hop on an episode.
Yes.
We're here.
And I will say, I was thinking about it. I was like, is there any albums that I would want them to ask me for my commentary? And if you guys ever wanted to do Since I Left You by the Avalanches, I would definitely do that with you guys.
Haven't heard that one.
We'll throw that on the list for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
The Avalanche is iconic. Like, you guys listen to it, get back to me. We can do this. It's going to be beautiful.
I feel like we should do an Anamanaguchi song
Anyway.
album just because this is the crew that we went to like every Anamanaguchi show that was at South by, you know?
That is true.
It's true.
We got to do Endless Fantasy.
And their latest album was so good. I saw them in Dallas. What? But, okay, yeah. Other than just really quick, I want to plug direct action. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I know that there might not necessarily be events or any sort of like organized rallies or anything in your cities, but like fucking police are getting paid way too much money to be fucking like property guards, to harass Black and brown people, to abuse their fucking power. Like, stand up against it. Stand in solidarity. Protesters in fucking Austin and Portland, Chicago, New York, fucking stand for something. Like, I don't care if it's just you and two friends. Go outside of your local like police department or go outside of your local fucking city hall and show solidarity. Stand for something. Like, donate to these Bell funds. Donate to these organizations trying to make substantial change on the ground. If you guys need any place to donate, if you guys want to donate any money, message me at Little Dumb on Instagram or Dumb Sweaty Guy on Twitter, and I will link you to a bunch of organizations that I think are worthwhile and are doing substantial change on the ground in their cities. And yeah, just fucking be aware, stay woke. There's things going on.
For sure, yeah. And if you guys would like, if any of our viewers and listeners have any information on any particular foundation or organization that they support, let us know. We'll put it up on our Facebook page, throw it up on the descriptions, you know, things like that. We'll do that.
Real quick, fucking Red Wing United in Laredo is doing some good fucking work. They're helping people with air conditioning, their ACs right now. It's fucking hot in Laredo. Like, if anyone needs help, it's fucking with their ACs. So look into Red Wing United on Facebook. Donate money to them. They're a cause that I definitely see worth supporting.
100%. We'll gather up some links, put them up on the video descriptions. We'll put them up on the Facebook page. Thank you for that stirring rallying cry. The only thing I'm going to be plugging in is this show, Hindsight 2020 Musical Retrospective. Next week, I'm very excited. We're going to be talking about Idol's Joy as an Act of Resistance, one of my favorite fucking albums of 2018. I am beyond stoked. With Joel Alexander coming back. I know recurring guest Raymond Cabrera also loved this album, so I'm hoping we get him on as well. And I am working on a stand-up comedy adjacent project that I would love to inform you guys about later. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Rina, thank you so much for being here today. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you guys go out and listen to this record, because it's really fun.
Thank you for having me.
And y'all have a great night, guys. Stay safe, and we love you. Bye.
Love y'all.